Oh, you guys are following those Instagram stories. You knew this was coming today. You knew what was going to happen. You knew what was going to happen, guys, today. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, dance it out. We're dancing tonight. Maybe you're driving home. Maybe you're waking up and you're like, wait, Mike recorded this last night? Did I miss it? Did I miss the morning dance? No, you did not. What's happening, everybody? Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. I don't even have to say good morning. Man, I can't even find where the things are to pause. Let's pause this up, guys. I want to talk to you. How's it going today? How are you doing? Mike Ficara with the Mags Group, your outsourced COO. Really excited to be here. What do we do with the Mags Group? Well, you know how entrepreneurs and small business owners don't have enough time? Well, we help them out by putting systems in place to allow them to run their business more effectively and efficiently. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely reach out. But what I want to talk about today, guys, I want to talk about something really important that's kind of been the theme for me unknowingly in 2019, and that's the power of showing up. And the ironic thing, one of the best books I read last year was my good friend, my good buddy, my partner in crime, Jose Flores. It's actually chapter 6 in his book. If you have it, I definitely recommend you read it because nobody shows up like Jose does. Chapter 6, the power of showing up. And I want to talk about this because not just what Jose talks about in the book, which I think is excellent. And Jose tells a lot about his story, how showing up really shaped his life and what he wanted to do as far as a speaker. But the power of showing up in a lot of different ways. You know, one thing that's happened to me this year and towards the end of last year, I was taking a lot of meetings with a lot of different people. And one consistent thing that always came up, and one thing people said to me, and it came up with 3 or 4 different people that I talked to, was, hey, I've worked with you in the past, or I've seen you working online, or I see you doing the videos, or I see you doing things. And I know that if we partner with you on this, that you're going to show up. I know if we partner with you on this, you're going to make things happen. And it was really something that was very humbling for me because no matter what I do, I always try to give 110%. And the question, I kind of wanted to propose to you guys is, how do you show up? How do you show up not when you are involved in something, but how do you show up when nobody's looking, right? When people aren't watching, when the cameras aren't on. I know a lot of people that are utilizing Facebook Live and stories, and you see all these big things, but then when the cameras are off, are they putting in the work, or are you putting in the work? That's really when the real things happen, when you're at the meetings, when you're spending time with the people that you want to spend time with. So the first question I asked about showing up is, are you doing the things you need to be doing when other people aren't watching? That's the waking up early, which I know is something I struggle with. That's a big failure of mine. But, are you scheduling your days out? Are you scheduling your weeks out? Are you doing the things that you need to do? And the second thing I wanted to ask you is, how do you show up even when you know you're going to fail? This is something that's very intriguing to me because I've seen a couple of people lately where they've been in situations where it almost seemed like, this isn't going to be something that looks like it's going to work out or it's going to fail. And they said, you want to know what? I committed to this. I know it may not work out the way I thought, but I'm going to give it 110% anyway. I'm going to learn from it. Sometimes when we see failure, we need to stop and readjust. Sometimes when we see a situation that we may fail in, and sports analogies are always great. Like if you're going to go against a team and you may lose, that doesn't mean you don't go in and give 110%. Clemson may have not thought they could beat Alabama, or maybe they did, but if they would have went in and not even tried, they wouldn't be national champions, right? So it's not about whether you think you can win or lose, or whether you're succeed or you're going to fail. And I'll tell you, a lot of times when you think you're going to fail, that's just negativity looking at a situation. You tend to succeed sometimes in those situations even greater because you had low expectations. But if we have high expectations for ourselves, and even if we go into a situation that doesn't look good and say, I'm going to make it a winning situation, or I'm going to give it 100%, 10%, that's what's really going to let you be successful. And the most important thing, and this is something I really want to talk about, these last 2 points, is how do you take feedback? One of the things I see with a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of small business owners I work with, because I work with business owners that tend to have an established business. They've been running something for a while. They've had a little bit of success, but they don't need to grow and scale to go to the next level. And that's why they bring us in. And we very often have to give feedback, and sometimes very harsh feedback. And this is their baby, right? And when we're giving them that feedback, I always try to be very gentle, but sometimes I have to be very direct. But the most successful business owners I've met have taken that feedback and been able to implement it and make it happen. It's obviously something I think I've struggled with as well. Sometimes when we get feedback, we get very defensive. Well, maybe you should try things this way. And we always come back with, this is the entrepreneurial thing, right? Well, you don't understand how my business runs. You don't understand how we do things. You don't understand my industry. But we're inviting this person in to give us feedback, or sometimes it may be unsolicited feedback. And really the important thing is not just getting that feedback, but how do you turn that feedback into action, right? I know a lot of people too that are great at taking feedback in, or great at getting feedback from somebody, but they're not great at applying that feedback. So the question is not just how do you take the feedback, and sometimes you should be defensive because it's your baby, it's your business, stick to your mission, stick to your direction. Sometimes the question is, though, how do we turn that feedback into action? And, it's one of the things that I think I struggled with for a long time as an entrepreneur. But I really, once I learned how to do that and learned how to adapt that, it's really been great. BFS, Business Fishing School, was a big thing for me. If you guys aren't going to that conference, it's in Dallas next month. I highly recommend you attend it. Jesse Itzler's course I took, the Build Your Life Resume, which is another one that starts on the 17th. If you haven't seen that, guys, definitely please check that out. I don't know if I have links to it. I don't have links to it up now, but if you guys want, I'll put it in there. If you're interested, let me know. Those are two great events that I think could help with those two things: how to get feedback, how to turn feedback into action, and how to work as hard as you want when no one's looking. I think really there's a lot of different keys to success. I say there's not just one. It's really a key ring that's loud and dingly. But how are you applying those things and how are you turning those things into action? So guys, I know it's been a little while. I haven't been showing up, but I appreciate everybody tuning in. Julie, Anthony, I see you out there. Anthony, thank you for saying hello. Ron, appreciate you turning in. Donnie Meadows, man, appreciate you guys coming on. I see a lot of people out there on Instagram as well. Appreciate you guys tuning in on Instagram. Listen, guys, like I said, if you haven't done so, please check out the podcast at startdown.com. New episodes are dropping every week. The Mags Group, check out our website. A lot of exciting stuff going there. Jose Flores, like I said, The Power of Showing Up in his book, one of the chapters that hit me a lot last year and helped me learn how to better apply that. But the power of showing up even when people aren't watching you, even when people don't see you, that's what's going to make you be successful. So guys, if you haven't seen Jose's book, make sure that you guys definitely check it out. You can check out Jose Flores on joseinspires360.com, and you can see a link to his book there. You can purchase it. Guys, make sure that you did that. Anthony, Freddie, I see you came in. Appreciate you tuning in. Guys, make sure that you check out Jose's book. Excellent book. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I got some big news coming in as it relates to Jose as well, coming up in the next week. If you didn't check out my Instagram stories, they've been great. Make sure you guys check those out. I've been putting a lot of effort into that. Appreciate everybody who tunes in and gives feedback. And guys, most importantly, the most important thing of all, if you're not doing it, guys, get out there and dance. I love when I see you. I love when you come up to me and dance. I love when you say hello. I got to tell you, in public, sometimes people don't recognize me until I sit down and start dancing in a chair, but that's okay. Guys, I love you. Have a great day. I appreciate you turning in. I appreciate you watching this. If you're on replay, hashtag replay. If you like this or you loved it or you hated it, give me an emoji that lets me know that. And if you really, really liked it, sharing it out would mean the absolute world to me. But what would mean the most to me is if you guys are dancing in your chair, if you're having a great night, if you're loving life, and you're just loving everything you do, guys. So go and give it 110% all the time. Get that feedback and keep things going. I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. Peace.